Time now for the Garrett Wilson Report is brought to you by Sansone Auto Mall.
See that right there, Garrett? You see that, right?
Over 2,000 vehicles, one place, Sansone Auto Mall in Woodbridge. Sorry.
Them boys tough.
Oh, you went Ravens on them. Yeah, well, let's. Did you want to catch up with him first? You want to get right into the game?
Yeah, where you at now? What parts unknown? Are you still in Austin? You parts unknown?
Yeah. No, I'm still in Austin.
Okay. You got short toes.
Yeah, so the weather's a little warmer now.
It was about 58, 60 outside today. It's raining though, but it's it's a little warm out. You know, this feel like summer to me.
Okay.
I feel like summer to us right now.
I can imagine.
But I saw Aaron Rodgers took the offensive lineman to Vegas. So where's he taking the wide receiver crew?
We're gonna figure that out. I know he said he wants to do something. We haven't got it yet. You know, it's a little easier to manage the O-line. You know, we got people everywhere right now. The receiver group, it's hard to get in touch with all of us. I'm sure you're trying to see how the room gonna come together. The way
got the hell out of Dodge. Where would you like to go? See, like, listen, if he took them to Vegas, he need to take y'all probably to an island somewhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to go down to like Colombia. I would say Colombia. Or I would probably say,
you said an island?
You trying to get us to throw passes? Or you trying to get us to be out there with the locals? You talking about Colombia?
I'm trying to get y'all to bond. You know what I'm saying?
We trying to play catch. I feel you though. Yeah.
Y'all trying to play catch. That's a lot of stuff to catch out there.
I see where your head's at.
80% of that is good. You know what I'm saying? They got the beaches. It's hot out there, man. South America is summertime out there right now, baby.
No, you're right. I see where the head's at, man. You on something.
Yeah, man.
You notice though that Bart is really good in finance, but not very good in geography. Because he did say take you to an island and then said Colombia.
He said Colombia, oh God, right?
No, they do. They got islands that sit outside of their stuff. So don't be trying to get at me, Alan Hahn. I was just there, baby.
I'm just saying you said Colombia.
They got Catiana, they got Medellin. That's in the inland, but on the outside they got the little islands floating around like the Bahamas, baby.
You're gonna take me to Costa Rica, though, you told me, right?
Costa Rica go hard too, son.
Mm-hmm. That's where he's taking me. Think I'll
y'all can buy this right up Aaron Rodgers' thing. He gonna want to go sit in the Sulphur hot springs. The Sulphur hot springs.
Yes. So
from the volcano, because they got an active volcano, you can sit in the hot springs. You know what I'm saying? Bond over that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go to the rainforest, but then go over to San Jose. You know what I'm saying?
I'll mention that to him, man. I'll mention that to him. I'm sure he'll. He's got a spot in mind, but I'll mention that.
How much time do you are you off as far as resting the body and all that, or do you get right into some type of conditioning? Like, what do you do at this point, and when do you really start ramping it up? Because obviously it's January, so I can't imagine you do anything too extensive. But what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I get my body right. So it's been like 2 weeks now, as of yesterday, right? Yeah, 22nd. Yeah, so I've been getting my body right. I did go and throw last week at the high school with some of my dogs like Charlie Brewer and Cade Brewer, but doing it in running routes, I'm like, damn, I ain't that far removed. So yeah, man, just getting my body right. You kind of play through so many things throughout the season that, when you get these weeks, it comes together fast. You start to feel good fast because you just haven't gotten anything near this time and to just take it off your body. But yeah, man, I feel great. So now as far as lifting and stuff like that, that still continues. But you take it off your legs. You're not going to run as much. You're not going to, do the route, those football things. So probably like around February, March for me is when I'll start getting into that. They still got Super Bowl. These dudes are still on, they're this past season, so you kind of got to.
Pro Bowl watch. People are still like getting ready for Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl was the biggest. Yeah. Like, we actually played the Pro Bowl when I went. You know what I'm saying? Now, like this listen, if you ever make it, I don't even know if you will ever want to even participate in the weekend. Like, you're sitting there playing dodgeball. Like, bro, man.
Wait a second. I would want to see him in like spectacular catches, like the slam dunk contest, basically, except it's for catches. You would do that, wouldn't you?
That'd be cool. I'll try to do some, I don't know if y'all seen Dockery. I'll try to do some stuff like that.
Yeah. Can you reveal to us now that the season's over? Because I believe at one point there was an ankle issue, there was a knee. How bad were things for you physically this season? Did you have anything that at the end of the year you're like, yeah, that was definitely affecting me?
I mean, yeah, man, I never, it sucks, and it's kind of just the game we play. But I had not a high ankle sprain. I had a low ankle sprain, but a high grade 3 one in training camp. And I got back from that in a week and a half or two just because of, what was at stake. I didn't want to miss those reps with Aaron. And, it turned out not being that. And, I was kind of just out of luck, with with that, and you deal with that every year. You roll it, and it may heal how it's supposed to, it may not, but that's where I was at, and then you kind of have a trickle effect when you're playing with stuff like that, man. So I ended up having a knee thing where I sprained my MCL, I sprained my UCL in my elbow. I mean, all of it was my right side of my body, which is interesting.
Yeah, compensation, man.
Yeah,
exactly. I was there when you did that. Remember, you walked by me, and I was like, "Damn, I used to have abs like that in 8th grade." And then you was like, "Yeah, man, I'm straight, dog. It's all right." When you rolled, you stepped on the foot for I believe 101.7. You jumped up and came down somebody's foot. You know what I mean? We should cut that person, by the way. But never mind. That's a different story.
Be careful what you say now. That's DJ Reed right there.
We'll put you on timeout, DJ.
Yeah. And then one thing we also talked about during the season was the field at MetLife, and you were really a couple of times with us, and the one time especially, were adamant about the concerns you had about playing on it. And again, like, was it literally like in your mind as you were running a route, like making sure I don't get it stuck, and like how much did it really affect you when it came to running routes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think about it while I'm playing, man. That's the side of me, the side of maybe all of us that we all have. You can't think about that. You got to go out there and roll, man. You got to go out there and play. What happens, as long as it happens while I'm playing the game I love, I can deal with that. And with that said, obviously I want it to be ideal, playing surface, but I didn't think about it at all, just like I wouldn't have if it was a perfect playing surface. We all on the same thing. It's just how can I be my best? And, when you have things come up, obviously I was dealing with the ankle and I was dealing with, my knee and stuff like that. So whenever you're knowing you have those things going into the game and you're playing on the field, all of a sudden, you're just not moving maybe the way you thought you would, is what I will say. You just feel like, oh, I got to maybe, I don't know. It's not that, I can't even say I think of it at all. But when you do get hurt out there and it's like, this is non-contact, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Then you might go down the rabbit hole that's like, okay, let me, break down what it is. And then you start to, a lot of the times it lands on the surface or something you did earlier in the season. And that's kind of where I was at. But as far as where I was playing, when I was playing out there on the field, man, you can't, I don't think about any of that.
Well, the issue is, like this, I played on sprint turf, which was sand turf, which I played at D1 AA. So that's like a 13th grade. I didn't play on great stuff.
You played on
so
dirt.
Yeah, so
painted dirt
and sand. It was sand. It was like carpet. It was like the old school stuff. Yeah. So like I still got turf burns now that still hurt. But the issue is, when you do have an injury, because the surface is so hard, because you can feel the concrete, it's not soft like grass, and it hurts other parts of the body. Is it any consideration, while you guys are there? Because I know that Woody Johnson, if you guys come to him as a group, would really take it to the mayors and the Tisches to see if they can change the surface to natural grass, because they've experienced it too. A couple of years ago, I think Shepard was coming across running, doing nothing, and just tore his ACL. He was just jogging, nobody was even around him, and he tore his in the game. So is it any consideration of maybe coming together as a conglomerate, you and maybe, either speaking out to other Giants players to kind of go to the ownership to say, hey, man, we need to play on a different surface. I know it costs more money, but if you get both owners in on it, they're paying half the cost. And, you want the players to be able to play fast and feel comfortable and safe.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing is that, there was some non-contact bad injuries that kind of disproved some of our points, and not to say that wasn't, not to say that the points aren't, good points. I think that, it's real, but just the game we play and the way that these owners are, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure he would be very, responsive to that. And exactly. But it's tough. I would just say that, they definitely know how we feel about it. They know how we feel about it. That's the number one. They know. We haven't came together as a team, and maybe that would be, what it takes to get what we need to make it happen. You might be, that's actually a good idea, man. But yeah, like I said, there were some things that kind of disproved, and I'm being a younger guy in the league and knowing that, I could go all day, to be honest. I could run all day. I could do it.
You ain't gonna be young forever though. You ain't Benjamin Button, ain't forever long. Exactly. So if you lose some off,
I try to be considerate of the older dudes, man, because they always speak about how hard it is on their knees and how hard it is on, even when they come out of practice healthy, just the overall wear and tear of playing on our harder surfaces. And because of that, they're definitely aware of it. The way we go about practice, they know. It's just it's a money thing, and for the World Cup, I think that they're going to do something different with the surface. So hopefully, that can stay, because I know they're going to do it do something different for the World Cup.
They're putting a grass pitch down on top of the turf. They're bringing in grass pitch that they're going to use for it. Yeah, and that's something that definitely you want to watch. Look, Jets history, have a chat with Wesley Walker or Al Toon. And those two guys, great receivers in Jets history back in the 80s. They put up prolific numbers. But both of them playing on now that back in the day, that was the old Meadowlands, and that
AstroTurf.
That was basically a carpet.
I played on that for 1 year.
Yeah, and it's like those guys and what they went through and physically what they had to deal with. Like, have that conversation if you ever get a chance to, Garrett.
Okay, that's good.
But let's get into some stuff from the weekend. What you watched over the weekend, divisional round matchups, and where are you on the Josh Allen debate? I don't know if you focused on any of that the day after, which is yesterday. And the fact that they lost again to the Chiefs and the Bills couldn't get past the Chiefs. And it becomes more about the quarterback than it does about the team because he can't beat Mahomes. Do you find that to be a reality in this sport that, hey, it's always going to be on the quarterback no matter what? Or do you have a problem with some of the criticisms that have come his way about when it mattered most, he still couldn't come through for a win even this time at home?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have my feelings on it. You know, it's a position that gets all the praise and gets all the when it's the other way around, you know, it gets put on them. It's definitely not, you know, Josh Allen can't beat Mahomes. Let me just say that first of all, because, you know, I actually didn't watch the interview. I turned on the highlights so I could watch it. I didn't watch the second half. I went and saw a movie and missed the second half of the game, which I, you know, kind of regret. But I mean, he was lights out from the first half. What I did see, I think I left in like the third quarter. He was lights out, man. And it's just Mahomes is that good to where if your teammate mess up, you gonna pay for it, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what's been the case for the last couple times I feel like they've played. I mean, Josh Allen's been as good as you can be. And you know, they still have nothing to show for it. And it sucks, man. I ain't gonna figure that it has to suck, you know. But Mahomes is just that good. And when we played against him this year, you know, I realized like he's that good. You know, we didn't get some calls right there, but when you're dealing with a guy like Mahomes, if you don't get those calls, it's over. You know, and that's just the type of player he is, man. He's special. He's gonna make the most out of every play. And Josh Allen's the same way, man. Watching him play, like they're ridiculous. But yeah, you know, they gotta go out and win the game. And you know, they haven't done it.
The criticism is like when it was less stress on the game, he was fine. But then when it came down to those two drives where they had to have it, Mahomes made the plays he didn't. And it could have got a lot worse because he actually fumbled the ball, but it actually got recovered by his guy. Mm-hmm. So it's like the football guys gave him a blessing to step through the door.
But your guy, Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, Mecole Hardman fumbled the ball through the end zone after a turnover. Mm. So it actually gave, you know, the Bills because they scored there, game's over.
Yep.
So the criticism is whenever he's going against another dude like Mahomes, like Joe Burrow, he falls short. But Joe Burrow has no problem going to Arrowhead and making the big plays when he has to. Maybe it's that Buckeye in him.
But, you know, we watch them games, and Joe Burrow is another one of them dudes that's just automatically you win the game, every game. You win every game. You're never out of it. You can come back. You can, you know, have a chance at the Super Bowl. But also, man, he's got some dogs that is going up there and making plays for him. You know, Jamar Chase will crib a slant. You know, and that matters, bro. Those DBs have made plays to get them the ball back when they needed it. And so do the Bills, man. They're a great team. They do things well on offense. You know, I feel like it's very Josh Allen predicated, which when your offense is very Josh Allen predicated, you're gonna live and die by that. And you know, that's simple. You know, I feel like, you know, we playing against Josh Allen the last couple of years. He gave us a few games, bro. And, you know, the games that we did lose against them, you know, he played good. You know, nothing crazy. But as far as the games we won, he gave us the game in a way.
Right.
So, you know, that's just the hill that you know they're living and dying on. I'll say. The Chiefs are living on it with their guy.
So this week, right? You like, I feel like we have it. It's unfair criticism about Lamar Jackson when they talk about his playoff record. One, he never played with a bunch of good receivers. This is the first year he has weapons. But also we're talking about his playoff record, but it's based off of when he was a part-time starter taking over for Joe Flacco, and then 1 year in the MVP. So really, he was still relatively super young. He's only 27 years old right now, just turned 27. So we're talking about his playoff games when he was 23 and 24. And, so how important is this game this week, and how excited is this the game that you want to see the most, that you're more excited to see, or is it the NFC team against, do you want to see if Lamar Jackson can come up and be one of those guys that can add his name to the pelt like Joe Burrow, guys who, can at least beat Patrick Mahomes sometimes. Like, seems like Josh Allen can't beat him whenever it matters.
Bro, let me say this. If Mahomes win against the Ravens, bro, he's like, their team is outmatched at every position but quarterback. So I've already kind of made up in my mind that, like, if Mahomes find a way to get to the Super Bowl this year, he's him. He's him. He already is, bro, and Lamar is him too. So, like, but the thing is Lamar got a roster now. Like you said, he didn't have a great team, and he's always been the most criticized guy in the league, man. And that's, for no reason. I ain't gonna fake it. For no reason, bro. But, as far as me, like, being at a game when we played against them week 1 and realizing, like, bro, he's the MVP every year. Mahomes and Lamar, as far as the impact, like, if you take that dude off the team, they're not, and that's, that's subjective, I guess, but
that's the true value of an MVP. Like,
just the way you build an offense around a guy, the way they can extend the play and make your offense look good. The great coaches know how to give it to their players, let them make me look good. And those are two guys that do it to the highest extreme, man. And I played against them week 1 my rookie year, so I really was just watching. I wasn't playing too much. And I was just like, it's just, you can't really stop. Like, they're going to stop him, so he's going to miss a throw maybe. You're going to miss. I mean, they're hard to stop, bro. They take perfect coverage to make these dudes not make a play. It's really hard to stop. And you got to do it 3-4 times, And on the third down, they play the best football that, they play the whole game. And it's impressive, man. They're really great players.
So who you got?
Oh, I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. I just like all that time. Oh wait, I didn't mean to say that, bro. I got the Ravens. My fault. I'm tripping. I got the Ravens, bro. The Ravens.
Oh, you do have it. Okay.
The Ravens is better than the Chiefs. Like, better at every position except quarterback. So we're gonna see.
But how close is that debate, right? Like, Lamar Jackson's about to win his second MVP, so he'll have 2 MVPs, and if he's able to win a Super Bowl, then does that put him like? Because right now it seems like it's Patrick Mahomes and everybody else, and we're trying to see who else can be invited to the conversation. Because before Tom Brady went on that run, remember, he went for 10 years when he didn't win a Super Bowl. It was a debate, Brady or Manning. But we don't even have that. It's like Patrick Mahomes and everybody else. So if Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl, do you think that he deserves to be in the conversation as potentially the best quarterback in the league? Because he's younger than Patrick Mahomes.
I think Lamar is like, I think it's like 1A, 1B, and these dudes are just on different teams, bro. And it's just, I think we got to be able to separate, the accolades and the way these dudes play sometimes, because Lamar is, like you said, he hasn't had the roster that the Chiefs had back in when they won those championships, when they won the championship, as far as offensive weapons. And it was really predicated on Lamar, making the play. Lamar running the ball, and it wasn't as open as it is this year because they didn't have any threats, but Zay Flowers and OBJ and Likely making these plays down the field. And just how they put the running back. Yeah, and having that running back by committee, this is like.
But you got the Dalvin Bowl too. You got the Dalvin Bowl too. Dalvin had his longest carry in his career. He saw that hole like, damn, what's that?
Everything's just more open though, exactly. Yeah. Everything's just more open. And for Lamar too, and you see, what he could do. But that year he won the MVP, I was still in college, bro, and that was ridiculous. Bro, just watching him do grown men like he was doing guys in college, like spin off the Bengals. I remember going down the middle of the field and scoring a touchdown. Or just, but that stuff is ridiculous. Like, people don't do that type of stuff. And I feel like Josh Allen and him and Mahomes are just so good, man. And
so flip side, NFC. Flip side, NFC. I know Debo loves you, so I'm sure you got mad love and respect for him. We don't know if he's going to play. He's 50-50. Whenever I hear guys 50-50, he going to do the Willis Reed, shoot it up, come out and play. He going to get the team what he got. He's a tough SOB, so I'm not concerned with that. So who do you have between them and the Lions? The Lions is a good football team, but not as complete as San Francisco.
Yeah, man. I feel like I got to go to San Francisco. I feel like they're super good. They're the most well-rounded team. Them and the Ravens. So
took a scare last week. Took a scare last week, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Jordan Love doing his thing.
Yeah, he's tough, bro. He's tough. Yeah, he's really nice. But yeah, I got San Francisco as long as the QB go out there and ball.
What did you think at the end of the Bucs-Lions game? Did you see?
Yeah, the no timeout. I did see that.
Like, as a player, I know, like, he'd probably kick and, the game still ends, whatever. But you still want a chance, don't you, as a player?
Yeah. No, yeah, you want a chance. I didn't really get that, but, yeah, I don't know. They must have talked about it. I really don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, put up the white flag. Usually, like, if it's a 0.00 chance, he's like, why delay it ineligible? Because sometimes the Lions go Lions.
I ain't gonna fake it. The Lions, whenever they need to play dialed up, that OC dialing it up now. That boy is cold, bro. They are.
Ben Johnson. He's gonna be a head coach. Ben Johnson. Yeah. He's gonna be a head coach somewhere.
Man, he be dicing them boys up.
Yeah.
Play after play, it's like all in succession. It looks like it's pretty.
It's like
cool to watch.
Yeah.
My dog J-Mo on the team, and I'm excited I'm excited to see what they do. I think it'll be a good game. I think the Lions can prove some people wrong for sure, but I wouldn't feel comfortable not saying the 49ers,
And that atmosphere at Ford Field in Detroit for 2 games, playoff games, was as lit as I've seen an NFL game. And it's in a dome, so it's going to be louder, but a place that hasn't won in 3 decades, that's a hell of a party. It's just now you're going to San Francisco, you're not really going to have that you had in your back pocket. I've had guys tell me sometimes that can also work against you. A hype home crowd can actually get you overhyped and can mess with you. Do you have that? You played in,
that opening game.
What was that like?
Yeah.
Did that ever get you too hyped where you had to calm down?
I've always been good with that. Cause my dad kind of like raised me on don't play the game too early. You got to chill. You got to do things. I listen to my Sade and I'm chilling, bro.
Sweetest taboo? You sweetest tabooing out there?
Feel me though? Yeah, exactly, precisely, bro. I'm going to play my slow music that slows it down for me. And like, I'm going to look around and take it all in, but I'm never going to feed into that. Now, once we get out in our pads and stuff like that, you're going to feel it. You can't help it. Yeah. And I feel like that's all good. But as long as you're not, playing the game too early and trying to make your warm-up reps the best rep of this. I don't know. That's how I always start.
Like, hey, you ever look at one of these young guys? They like, yeah, he got that big meal. Hold on, wait a minute. Nothing like,
he ain't gonna
make it. He ain't gonna make it. Hyperventilating and warm up. Yeah, he ain't gonna make it.
Cramped up. I mean, he cramped up in a second.
Cramped up. All right, well, Garrett, as you know, an evening with Garrett Wilson that's hosted by us, Bart and Hahn, is coming up next week. It's a intimate event in the Big Apple with, of course, you, Jets star wide receiver. So our listeners have a chance to score passes to this event, including food and beverage. Did you know that we had food and beverage for you as well at this thing?
You know what? I heard that.
There you go.
We're going to get some of that patrinacy.
You can. It's off-season. It is off-season. All right, everybody just needs to go to ESPNNewYork.com or find the contest page on the ESPN New York app and submit the entry. An Evening with Garrett Wilson is brought to you by Corona and Sansone Automall. So that means you got to leave the warm weather and come back to New York next week for the cold weather. You up for that?
Yeah, of course, man. I got no problem with that. I'm excited to get back up there. I'll get back up there, see the dogs, see y'all boys. Have a good night, and see some of the fans out there. I'm excited. So.
Is Austin a slow place? A place where you can go reset, get your mind right, and clear your head, or is it a place that's underrated and people don't know how lit it is?
No, it's definitely it's lit, man. But it's boring. It's boring for me personally. I lived here. I grew up here. I ain't gonna fake it. I've been there, done a lot of that. So for me, it's be around the people. Just be around the people. But
do you go to the basketball?
Huh?
You go to the basketball games? Do you go back to your high school basketball game, go in there like walk around?
I ain't trying to be the high school hero, bro.
That's inspiration, man. Like, listen, the hypest games, some of the hypest games I've ever been in has been like my high school basketball games. Like that passion and that loyalty to the fan base and that like territorial stuff, because high schools are so close to each other that like you separated by like a mile or so from your rivals. So it's like y'all be in the same spot. So I always love the energy, about what goes on there and stuff like that, man. I ain't know if you been a basketball fan.
No, that's fair, man. That's fair. I feel like I don't know how much I'll be able to watch the game if I did. So it's.
They might think you're a student, man. You got the baby face assassin. They might think you're a student. Excuse me, young man. You got to sit down.
You think he's walking into the gym and nobody knows who he is? That's what he's talking about?
No, I'm saying put the Scully on.
Swamped.
He looked like Babyface Assassin, you know what I'm saying? They might not even know for a second, you know what I'm saying?
I think they would know when he won.
They got a stat. They got a stat.
I'm just saying. They would know when he... You tell me if you went back to your high school, everybody would not know who you were.
I'm not Babyface.
Like, what's the janitor doing sitting in the front row? Who's that dude? Like, you think really?
They know
exactly who you are.
Who that old gray, old face looking dude?
Can't wait, Bart. Can't wait. I'll be yelling that at you the whole time.
Negatory.
Yeah, you know what I always say to Bart whenever we reference "can't wait"? I always tell him we're still waiting.
They're waiting.
We're still waiting. Everyone says. All right, man. We'll let you go, but we'll get at you next week, and we'll look forward to seeing you as well.
Man, that sounds awesome, man. I look forward to seeing y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of the day, man.
Zach Wilson drops back. Lob left for Garrett Wilson. One-handed catch. Oh, he's got it. That's a Jet touchdown. Garrett Wilson.